Hey guys, welcome to the Homestead. So today we're going to talk about something coming up that you need to be focused on as we get closer and closer to the fall and winter time. And I want to show a clip starting off on this video of Dr. Rhonda Patrick. I've been watching her videos for the last year here and there, and I get her shorts delivered to my inbox, her short video clips. She is, I think, really big into, what's that exercise routine? CrossFit, that's it, CrossFit. She's big into CrossFit. I'm not big into CrossFit, but I do, exercise is a big, usually, aspect of my life now. And so I do try to work out and get into, I pay attention to people who talk about things like that. So anyway, she had a clip the other day, and I want to show it to you. I think it's very important because as homesteaders, this is something that we can easily do ourselves, and that's what we'll talk about. So here's the clip.
One study had participants consume canned soup daily for 5 days, which led to a 1,200 increase in urinary BPA levels compared to those who consumed fresh soup. This acute exposure of BPA led to measurable changes in their hormone levels, including decreased testosterone and altered thyroid function.
It's becoming more and more apparent that the foods we buy are poisoned. They are not good for us. They are killing our metabolism. They are killing our mitochondria. They are affecting our hormones. We're having all sorts of deficiencies. And so this is one of the reasons why a lot of us become homesteaders. We want good food, a better source of that food. We want to know what's in that food. And the only way you can do that 100% is just by doing it yourself, growing it yourself. I'm going to do another video coming up at some point talking about probiotics, because I'm big into the probiotics stuff with, I don't know. Hold on a second. I got it all covered up here. The perfect pickler, making your own probiotics at home. There was a doctor, and I had this clip, I'll show it at a different time, where they did all these studies on these probiotics they sell in the stores, and there are no probiotics in them. They're not there. They're selling you a lie. And most of the stuff you're buying today, especially stuff that's promoted as healthy, just isn't. So here's the tip I want to give you today, okay? As a homesteader, we're coming up on Thanksgiving. Many of you will probably roast turkeys this year. Once that turkey is consumed and that carcass has been stripped of all the meats that you want to serve up at that dinner, okay, and you've got all your leftovers, if any, in the freezer or put away, save that carcass. Save that carcass and make a broth with it. Now, for me and my family, what we do in the wintertime and in the fall when the temperatures get drop down and it gets colder, I'm always having a fire in the fireplace. My wood stove is always going, and I try to take a pot, and that's when I make my broth because the fire's going anyway. We need the fire to keep the house warm, and I might as well have a big pot on top of that wood stove going and making broth that I can then can. So this is my broth. Okay, I'm going to make it this is last year's. I'm getting down low in my stock, so I need to make a lot more. But this is a lot easier to make when you make soups with, and it's a lot healthier to make soups with. And so I always have a reserve, inventory of this in my pantry, and I replenish it every fall. And having that pot on that wood stove with that turkey carcass, and I'll usually save a couple carcasses of turkeys, over the year if I have to, and I'll put all of that in that pot, break it in, and it just basically comes down into this beautiful gelatin, collagen, all those healthy things that are inside of these jars, and that's what I make my soups out of in the wintertime. Another thing that usually tends to gross people out is chicken feet. This is just from my freezer. I pulled it out of my freezer. And so we save our chicken feet throughout the year. We butcher a number of our chickens. We go through a series of rotations. Our egg layers, stop being egg layers at some point, and they eventually become soup producers. And so I save all of our chicken feet. Tim basically cuts all these up and then puts them in bags for me and then drops them in my freezer for wintertime. When I have that big pot going, I throw those in there. And these feet basically disintegrate into a beautiful collagen soup-producing broth that I can use later for making soups. So I know people are grossed out by that. Clean them real well and put them. You're never, of all the things that make good broth, you're never going to make a better broth than with chicken feet. Chicken feet are the best. okay, for making broth. When all of that's in your pantry and you've got all these things, you can then just take your broth, take your stock, whatever you've got, and then, you've got your other things like carrots, and you've got green beans in your pantry, and you've got maybe some okra in your pantry. You've got all these things in your pantry. And maybe you've got some meat, canned, or you've got some other stuff, some proteins canned or frozen in your freezer. You pull all that stuff out and you make a really great soup just by throwing it all in there. And then you're having a healthier product. You're avoiding all of these chemicals that are in these store-bought, products. And I go through the stores. I'm like you. I look at labels, and I'm like, okay, if I find one that doesn't have soy in it, it doesn't have genetically bioengineered ingredients, that doesn't have all of the seed oils and all the nonsense, I'm still in a can that's going to have BPA and all this other. You don't, and even if it doesn't have that, you still don't know. BPA, BPS. I mean, if it doesn't have BPA, it has BPS usually in it. It's hormone affecting chemicals. Stop buying stuff at the store. Figure out ways to become more self-sufficient and make your own foods. I know it takes work. I know it takes time. But your health and the health of your children are at stake here. And if you really care, you're going to make time. You're going to make this a priority. You're going to focus and make this happen. That's what I want to talk about today. I wanted to just give you, hey, listen, we're approaching the time of Thanksgiving. You're going to be given this amazing bird that has all of these health properties built into the bones of it. And you can take that and render it down, after Thanksgiving and make an amazing broth with other things that you're saving on your homestead. Do not throw these things away. These are gold. It's like gold. And you can make really great healthy foods out of it. Okay, I hope I've made my point. Let me know what your favorite recipe is for soups. My favorite recipes for me are going to be Asian soups. I have some really great videos that we did with Jamie years ago where you can watch those and how we made some soups. I'll try to put some links. I'll put them in the end screen. I'll try to put those in the end screen. Some of my favorite Jamie soup videos. I think my favorite is the Asian one because it's green curry. And I really like that one. And then the Mexican soup is probably my second one. And we make lots of soups. Broccoli cheddar soup. She's done videos on that before. Lots of different soups. But probably my favorite is the Asian, green curry, and then the Mexican soup. And these are very simple, easy to make. And then just, you can just make soups where you're just throwing stuff in, throwing ingredients in, throw some beef in there, or some chicken meat or some lamb meat. And, you've got a great soup for wintertime. That's not going to have all the insanity that's coming in with the store-bought stuff. Make your own food. Grow your own food. Leave a comment below. Let me know your favorite recipe. Hit that like button before you go. I really appreciate that. That lets YouTube know that people watch and enjoy my channel. Be sure to share this video with others on social media because they need to know also that this time of year is coming up and to not waste this opportunity to be more healthy and to have a healthier family. All right. Love you guys. See you next time on the Homestead. Bye. Have you ever gone to a health food store and seen all those small bottles of probiotics in your cooler section? Man, can they be pricey. Are you really getting all you need to improve your gut health from those expensive bottles? How viable are they? Most of those products claim to give you between 8 and 15 strains of gut-healthy healing bacteria. Think of each strain of bacteria as a different factory in your gut. Each factory is responsible for breaking down that food in its own way. The more factories you have, the more the food is broken down and the easier the food is absorbed and digested by the body. A 2018 study published by the National Library of Medicine shows that one fermented head of cabbage can produce up to 114 strains of beneficial bacteria. That's a lot more food factories than you're getting from that expensive pill bottle. And that's just cabbage. Imagine the probiotics when you add garlic, onions, pepper, and more to that ferment. PerfectPickler.com and its home fermentation kits provide you with everything you need to get started making your own gut-healthy food factories from the comfort of your own kitchen. PerfectPickler.com even provides a jam-packed recipe book with many of our kits. Visit PerfectPickler.com and start fermenting your own veggies to begin your journey to better gut health. That's PerfectPickler.com.
Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the homestead that we make here on the homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.